Can I build a fish tank for free? Well, I've already done it. But before I show you that, let's first take a look at how we got here.
What have you done now?
I bought this, and it's very heavy, so I'm going to need your help. If you can stop filming for a second.
That looks very big, love.
Okay, I thought it was 39 centimeters, it was 39 inches.
All right then.
Just so you know the difference between 39 centimeters and 39 inches. Yep, this will be the first of many mistakes that I make this video. So stick around, it only gets better. Or worse, depending on who you are. Very important that you check for leaks. So what we did is put down a piece of cardboard to make it easier to see. We filled it up with water and left it overnight. Thankfully, we were in the clear. I've come here to Dairy Khan, my local forest and river. There's a river with, I think, everything that we need to get this done. So, we got to track through the mud. I don't know who thought the middle of winter is a great time to do this, but the sun is shining. So we're going to do it. We're here. Let's do it. I set myself this challenge because even if you're broke, you deserve something nice. And I wanted a nice fish tank for free. If you saw my previous video, tagged up at the top there, I've got a laundry list of things that I need to collect, which is 3 different types of sand, stones, big rocks, and maybe some wood. And then some plants as well. Obviously plants from the water. Ordinary plants I don't think would grow very well. The problem I think is not the sand, it's going to be the rocks. Like if I get small rocks but they're sharp, that's going to be, I think that's going to be a problem. I am going to try my best. I can guarantee you the water is going to be -°C. I have to put my hands in. This is what we do for YouTube. This is how we make the money. Not me, of course, but other YouTubers. So the issue that I'm seeing here is that the water is clearly very flooded. Like usually the water level's all the way down there. But they're like the stones that I need. Obviously, have a look. All right here. So maybe I'll dig around. Maybe I'll go a bit further in. You know what would really help is like an aerial view. Oh, I got you. Thanks for that. Didn't help, did it? But it looked nice. Okay, cool. So let's get to work. Let's get the bucket. So if we look here, like these feel like the right kind of stones, but look how sharp they are. And I think a bunch of these would be nice, but maybe I need to look for like the ones that aren't sharp. That might be the best option. Let's get my trusty bucket. Was this gonna have? This was gonna have sand. It'd be so much easier to just pay to just buy sand. But anyway, packet. No, not that kind. This is for sand. These stones are actually really nice. Like if you look, like when they dry, they go like a nice clear color, which I know is not it's not exactly what we want, but because they'll be in the water the whole time. But I think with like clean water, that's a nice color. Now I'm not gonna lie, this was supposed to be my saving grace. This here has tons of tiny little rocks, which I'm probably gonna have to go and get wet to get. But this is where I was gonna get the rocks from and the sand. So it's beautiful. It's a beautiful scene. I might just chill out for a bit. But yeah, unfortunately, I've made this decision and now I have to live with it. My dad often used to say, you must lay in your bed the way you made it, which I didn't understand until now. Cool. Let's get wet, I suppose. It's actually very nice sand. It's sand and gravel, but it's like really nice. So yeah, I actually don't mind. I have successfully got myself one ton of sand, fine sand, and I've got two kinds of rocks. So fine rocks as well as the larger rocks which we saw earlier. I need to look for like big piece rocks, like just decorative. Let's look for some big rocks, maybe some wood, something like that, some driftwood. Beautiful thing about nature, some beautiful rocks. Just need to keep your eyes open. You can find anything you're looking for. Oh, look at those. That was a long walk. That was a heavy bucket. I do not recommend doing that, guys. I know we're building this for free, but if you can drive your car close, or if you can find around your house, or do multiple trips. Anyway, I did find some driftwood that came with some free moss, so that's good. But I just had to carry that back. I think it's about a K from where I was to my car, because you can't go past here. Oh, I had to take multiple breaks and stop. But let's go back and scape the tank. Well, actually, first you have to wash the stones and the rocks that you've collected. You would hate to carry some random parasite or snails into your tank. So what I want is a Fibonacci spiral, edit that in, where here we have most of the weights leading off this way, and this kind of area will be empty. So we'll start with rocks and stuff here, and then plants, we'll try and keep them to this side. Try and get all the sticks out. Those are just the soil, because I took it from the river. But the sand hopefully is going to be at least an inch across the bottom, and then obviously go. So this will be a lot higher. It will give the rocks that we have some more height, because they're not the biggest of rocks that we could find. In the future, if I want to change it, I can change it. Okay, so we put the sand in the first layer of rocks, which as you can see is quite decent. So at the moment, it's all very rough, but it will smoothen out once the water's on and once we have plants in. I think the height is pretty decent. It gives the plants ages to grow, which is nice. The rocks underneath are full of the nutrients that the plants need, and this should stop all the dirt from those gravel going into the water. Next is obviously to add the rocks. We're still looking for the Fibonacci spiral, so we're going to put most of the weight on this side. As I said, there's a big branch that will go across, and we'll put some stones that side. Push it in so it looks a bit more natural. Oh, it's actually hard work. It's actually a bit hard. So with plants, I think it will look very nice. miles of plants. Like if this was just complete bush over here, all I know is I collected too many rocks, man. Let's get one under here, just to close up that gap. Okay, so I think that is the rocks done. So you can see a little better look here. I try to just scatter a few, but obviously there's some underneath there which are important for holding up the big stick. There's some at the bottom there scattered across, which is what we're trying to do. The sand is a bit of a mess, but once it has water in, I think it will settle a bit. And now if you take obviously a wider look, and then we just need to add some plants, obviously. And I think the plants will add that sort of image. And then hopefully the fish enjoy it. And we got some free moss as well on a stick. Hopefully that moss survives. I don't think it will. But if it does, what will be nice is if the whole thing, like just moss grows over the whole thing. That'd be pretty sick. As if the ending was so near, I decided to fill the tank to see if anything would sink or float, and to clean off some of the sand and the dirt from the rocks. This way it would be a lot cleaner when I add the plants. There's a lot of dirt floating around, which, I mean, it goes to say I'm going to probably have to do a couple of water changes, and maybe I can just scoop it off the top once it's done. The one thing I didn't think about, now that it's getting up to here, is if this piece floats, I found it sunk at the bottom, but if it floats, I've got nothing to keep it down. The same goes for the other one. So we'll tackle that when we get there. I forgot that wood actually floats. The hose pipe slipped, disturbed the sand over there, everything is brown. We lost the stick. Then I'll fix the sand and I'll put the stick in once it is full and I can see it back. This massive log decided, it's going to float, even though I had it held down by a rock, and essentially it was just a complete mess. And I don't know, I'd worked really hard and I was despondent. I felt like giving up at that point, but I didn't. I did take a break and I eventually got it set up. So here's what the fish tank looks like after I've added the rocks and managed to keep the wood down. I had to super glue the one end of the log to a rock, and I did the same with this other piece of driftwood. Also laid some stones down in the middle just to add some sort of passageway and some sort of depth, and it turned out really cool. This is actually my favorite part of the fish tank right now. It is a small little stone with a fossil in that my daughter found. We've added that to the tank. We've also added some rocks that they painted as well. Don't worry, the paint is safe. One of the big things that I noticed from picking up stones from the river is that you get some stragglers that come along. So with the stones below, believe it or not, I actually managed to pick up quite a few snails. Typically, snails are quite bad for your tank, especially if you didn't want them in your tank. I found a one bladder snail which has survived, and he is massive. I call him Big Chungus because he's grown so quickly. If I have a shot of him, I will put him in here. I had to leave it for a bit. A lot of proteins and sugars came out of the wood. I did a couple of water changes because, as you can see, it's very murky. It was a lot worse. Now I need to put some plants in. So I'm on my way to get some plants, and I know there's an incredible place where you can easily get plants that haven't been contaminated by humans. Just across the lock over here, so just pack it. We're going to cross over, and there's a bridge at the back there. Let's go and take a look what we can find. We're not scared. We should scapegoat for things. Is that what that was?
Yes.
Okay.
That says no unauthorized entry.
Yeah, wait, YouTube. No, okay, so it is pretty dangerous because look how fast the water is flowing. I think I can get some plants just from down there. So maybe I'll try and grab some and call the lifeboats if I don't go back. We've got our plants, let's put them in the tank. Okay, so this is me putting the plants in the tank. I found this red plant with like brownish red leaves. I thought if it lives, it will look pretty cool growing on the side, making most of the red on the side. I've also found the stringy green pond. I wish I knew the names of these, but I put this underneath the log. The idea is that it's going to hopefully grow and cover the base of the log. What that should do is just remove any sort of sight of cotton wool that I use to super glue things down. And then at the back, I just found some plants with leaves that I pulled out. I tried to use some tweezers to put them in. It was easier to just use my fingers and push them in. And then my plant that I was super proud of, I put it at the back, which I did add some more, and I thought maybe this could reach all the way to the top of the water and essentially be a home for the fish, somewhere where they can lay their eggs, somewhere where guppy fry can maybe live. I don't know, it depends on what kind of fish we get. But remember, we're doing this for free, so I did have to kind of scavenge, and it's kind of bare at the moment, but hopefully it will grow and become more profitable. I wanted to keep it alive, a real fish tank with real plants. I believe that's the best way to do it, and if you're doing this for free, obviously that's the way to do it, because you just collect plants from a water source. Please make sure to check them for eggs from snails and so on. Sometimes they would be there. My goal for 2026 is to be invited to a Sidemen hide and seek video. I have a strategy that will guarantee that I win the video. When I do, I'm going to give half of the prize money to a subscriber. Please subscribe, leave a like and a comment if you want to. Thank you so much for watching. Let's get back to the video. Great. So now the plants are in. Now it's starting to look like a fish tank, like a professional fish tank. I know I said in the last video I wanted to go the other way, but take a look at what I've done. If you look closely, if you squint a little bit, it looks like the eye of Charizard. So for all my Pokemon fans out there, you can see, I'll put a shot right here. Tell me that doesn't look like Charizard's eye. Yeah, that's fantastic, which is not something I would have expected, but I'm very happy with the outcome. Once it starts to grow, I do think we are in for a monster of a fish tank. It's a fish tank, so that means it needs fish. Let's go fishing! We weren't able to get some fish, we were a bit unsuccessful. But I think I may have an idea for that. Yeah, so I wasn't able to catch any fish. Let's be realistic, I wasn't going to put a fish from the river into my fish tank. I don't think it would survive. I think that would be kind of cruel. Luckily, a friend of ours who has a fish tank has some spare guppies that they were happily able to give us for free. Unfortunately, I did not record it. Here's a picture of them giving us the guppies. I have added a sweet potato, which I saw on TikTok. Apparently, it will root. If you put it on the edge of your tank, it will root into the water and it will purify the water. Sure, I don't know, but the roots will look quite nice, like a bush coming from the side, which I think will be pretty cool. And I had a sweet potato. So once again, the whole theme is free. I've added it. So here come the guppies. Oh, there comes the water. And you can see some in the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay! They gave us 8 guppies. Now it's time to upgrade the tank with some money. Let's get into what we bought, the nice things. Then we'll chuck them in the tank. And then if you're still sticking around there, make sure to hit subscribe. The first thing I bought is a filter. So this is a filter that has a waterfall feature. It's got filter floss at the top and it's got a much thicker spongy cotton at the bottom. Obviously they go on and it's fully submergible, so you can put the whole thing underwater. What I did is I also went and bought some ceramic rings, which I know are great for capturing bacteria. and keeping it filtering through the tank, the beneficial bacteria that is, obviously, not the bad bacteria. The next thing, which, as I mentioned in the last video, is a heater. So this is a submerged heater, so you can put it fully under the water. It goes up to about 35 degrees. I've set it to 26 because I think 26 is going to be the most sustainable for all types of fish. Next, how do we make this brown murky thing look nice? I thought about that. I went and bought myself not one, but 2 submersible lights. So these have blue, white, and mixed LEDs. They are able to go under the water. I have these lips on the tank which I could stick them on. However, I do think that the issue with that is if I have one in the front, one in the back, there's no lights in the middle of the tank. How do I get these into the middle without having to hang them? Because they are submersible lights. I went and bought myself one of these. So this is just a Perspex that is essentially the same size. It's literally the same length. It's a little bit longer, so it has some overhang on the back. And as you can see, I've put the suction cups for the lights on this. So when I put this on top, the lights lay in the middle of the tank. It's brilliant. Not only that, let's take it one step further. It's an open top tank. What happens to heat? It rises. What happens to water that sits with open top? It cools down. Not a good combination, especially what's the point of the heater at that point? This keeps the heat in. It keeps the tank nice and warm. I was extremely worried for a while that the fish were not going to survive. They were going to freeze to death. This keeps it quite warm. Saved my electricity bill as well. Now, there's some exciting stuff as well. It's not just functional. We've also gone decorative. Oh my word, I'm so clever. So, my wife treated me. She went and bought me some rocks. Firstly, did you know that you could buy rocks on Vinted? If not, you can buy rocks on Vinted. So if you have, go check it out. This is not an ad for Vinted, but you can buy rocks. So I've got a couple rocks here. Very nice. Obviously, my favorite rock, this one, which I think suits the Charizard tank very nicely. It's like dragon stone or whatever it's called, but it looks like a rugged cave. I just don't know where to put it. Those rocks, I know where to put. This one, I have no idea. So let me know in the comments where I should put this rock. Should it go in the front? Should it go in the back? I'm not sure. One last decorative thing. Thank you to my lovely wife. Da-da-da-da! An airplane, a crashed airplane. We were thinking of a sunken ship, but I thought dragon, Charizard, blah, blah, blah. Airplane. Because it flies and a dragon flies. Oh, I also bought a thermometer, which obviously, for obvious reasons, is important. But that leads me to my next purchase, which I can't show you until it's in the tank. But I've gone and bought myself snails and shrimp. Yay! Essentially a cleanup crew. The cleanup crew is going to go in, clean up as much as they can, and hopefully make the tank just that much better, that much more sustainable. So can you build a fish tank aquarium in your house completely for free? Well, firstly, you need to find the fish tank on Facebook Marketplace or get it from someone in order for it to start off free. I say that is your first cost. Thankfully, I found this one for free. If I didn't, I might have found a smaller one for free, or I might have been able to pick one up somewhere for really, really cheap. Outside of that, yes. The answer is yes, you can get it for free, which you can see here. It's completely done. Plants, wood, stones, sand, water. You are able to get it for very low cost. And I'm not going to write that off. However, hit subscribe and hit a like if you enjoyed this video. It really helps out the channel. 2026, I'm hoping, is going to be a fantastic year in terms of my YouTube growth.